Oh, Thor, my good friend. We need to talk. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Thor Ragnarok. Soon here, the Cholo Nerd is going to join me for a spoiler talk of Thor Ragnarok. So look forward to that. That's coming. So if you got to see the movie this weekend and you're excited to talk spoilers, we're going to be doing that. Right now, this is a spoiler-free video. No spoilers. So that way, if you're looking to see it this weekend, you just want to know how it is, that's what I'll tell you. And my honest opinion is I was a little disappointed. I couldn't help it. It felt like this movie just wasn't as strong as it could have been, and it just left me wanting. That's not to say that there's not great moments and great things in this movie. There are a lot of great things. I don't hate this movie. I didn't walk out shaking my head going, oh, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. No. The Apple's the worst movie I've ever seen. Thor Ragnarok is still good. It is still entertaining. I was just disappointed. So let's hit those positives. In the positive column, of course, I'm just going to talk about the acting. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, he brought it again. Thor is awesome in this movie. It is really cool. It kind of reminded me of Iron Man 3 just a little bit in that Thor is cut off from everything he knows in a way that he's never been cut off before. Even in the first movie where Odin banishes him, he's still got a little bit of the hope of being able to come back home and stuff. This is a totally different situation. And so that is really interesting, and it's awesome to watch Thor go through this, and Chris Hemsworth did a great job with it, with Thor just keeping that strength up, keeping the fire going, wanting to go back and battle Hela, and Cate Blanchett as Hela. Oh my gosh! That was one freaky goddess of death. She was really good. Visually, it looked good. Every time she would do this thingy with her hair, it would turn to that weird antler-horned helmet thing, and that just looked awesome. So a lot of that stuff, and the visuals of this movie looked really good. I liked a lot of the new characters we met. Ian Malcolm. Well, his real name is Jeff Goldblum, but I call him Ian Malcolm because I'm that much of a fan of Jurassic Park. But he was a fantastic villain in this. I enjoyed his character, like this weird dry wit of him not caring. You had this other character, Korg, that we got to be introduced to. He's like this rock monster guy, but he's really nice, and he's got this British accent. And then his his commentary on things in general was pretty darn hilarious. So there was a lot of great character moments in this, a lot of good character growth, really fantastic character growth for Thor in this movie. It kind of leaves me excited. It doesn't kind of. It leaves me excited to see who Thor is going to evolve into past this movie, and as we get into the next Avenger movies, the Infinity Wars, I'm looking forward to seeing that because, a lot of good stuff there done with that character. So, and the humor, there were some great laugh-out-loud jokes and great laugh-out-loud moments between Thor and the Hulk, between Thor and Bruce Banner, and the difference between how Thor talks to Hulk and how Thor talks to Banner, and, how he kind of just played both sides of the coin there, there were so many great little moments like that in this movie that just truly were genuinely good. But now, the negatives, the things that left me disappointed. First off, I just thought the pacing in this movie was so odd. The first 10, 15 minutes of this movie, I just felt like all this movie did was check off boxes as fast as they could. Oh, so we had that scene in Doctor Strange with Thor in the end credits. Okay, so we gotta do that. Check. Oh, we gotta do this whole thing with Loki as Odin. We gotta do that. Check. Oh, we gotta figure out where Odin is. Okay, let's do that. Check. And it just felt like going through that as fast as they could to get to other stuff, and there were so many key things that happened that I'm frustrated that I can't talk about because that would be spoilers, and they happened without ceremony, they happened without impact, they just happened, and that left me disappointed because it happened to good characters. So I will say no more, but I just thought that was kind of sad and a sad use. And the other thing about the humor, the one thing that I just feel like this movie leans so heavily on the 80s vibe for one reason only. It's popular and trendy now. We got Stranger Things, we got all kinds of things with the 80s music, Blade Runner 2049, and we just got all kinds of Guardians of the Galaxy, the way we play with that music and play with all of that. This movie did that to the upteenth degree. When I was watching this movie, I feel like the content of it is in actuality kind of dark. And so what it feels to me is what this movie should have been. It should have been kind of a Winter Soldierization of Thor. But when I was watching it, it felt like a Spider-Man Homecomingization of Thor. They just leaned too heavy on the 80s vibe, and then the comedy, well, I told you I had some great laugh out loud moments. There were some great jokes and great moments where it was like, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so with the humor, what you want to do is, it's like salt, right? You put salt on your meal, and the salt enhances the meal. This felt like somebody had the salt shaker of humor and unscrewed the top as a bad joke, and all the salt pours out on the meal, and they thought, you know what, that's trendy, we'll do that. And that's just what that felt like to me. So that, I just felt like the humor was a bit much and a little bit forced. I really do, and I feel like the whole 80s vibe, it's like, why are you doing that? You're doing it because it's trendy. What is going on here? Can we get Kenneth Branagh back here? The guy who did Thor 1? Anybody? Can we get Kenneth Branagh here? I don't know. I'm a little opinionated and a little passionate, so I'm going to tone it down because I also know, you know, it's a comic book movie. There's so much to love, and there's always going to be things to nitpick. In the end, I'm going to give this movie a B-. Is it worth seeing on the big screen? I definitely think so. Will you have fun with it on the big screen this weekend? Yeah. I definitely think so. Especially if you could just level your expectations and know that this movie is very much a comedy, very much lays on all the 80s stuff. But anyway, those are just my thoughts and my opinions. Take it for what it's worth, and let's have a conversation about it in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian, and next to that subscribe button is the bell. Click that bell so you're notified the moment I drop a new video. Check out my other movie reviews, theological analyses, ranking videos, trailer reactions, and all kinds of great stuff on this channel. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.